to all the people that are being affected by the COVID crisis and every other disease or injustice. I am Carlos Sentís, founder and CEO of the World Impact Alliance, a private initiative that brings together companies, institutions, and remarkable individuals that want to make the world a better place by finding and applying specific solutions for problems like healthcare, environment, poverty, human rights, and education. We live in a disrupting world that is changing faster than ever. The technological revolution caused by AI, IoT, the convergence with virtual reality, robotics, or 3D printing is going to change everything in our lives. We will change more in the next 20 years than in the past 300 years. We live in a world where entire industries will collapse and the job market is going to change constantly. We need to be fast at adapting to the changes that are happening. And if all these changes and challenges that we were going through were not enough, the coronavirus crisis came and affected all of us. It is very important for us to understand that with every crisis, there are many other opportunities that also emerge. But we need to be fast and we need to understand the role of all of us, regardless of our generation and our age. It is very important also to understand that in the new environment that we're going to go through, the youth in Africa is going to have a very, very important role. And I want to share some ideas of what I believe we can all do, regardless of our age or our condition. The virus has shown us the lack of leadership that we have in the world right now. We have seen how political leaders are more focused on winning elections and winning popularity and just saying what is good for their own interests than actually protecting the population, than actually helping us to prevent from the risks of the future, not only pandemics, but other kinds of risks. And it is very clear that now we have an opportunity to create from scratch the future that we want. We have been through a very, very extraordinary revolution that has given us a better standard of life, but it is also true that our leaders still are not able to prevent wars, prevent poverty, and prevent the actual biggest problems of all, which are the ones that affect our fellow human beings. Shallow debates that are always in discussions just to gain in their political agenda are clearly not the solution for the time that we're going through right now. So I would like to express my real concern about the leadership that we have, but also how this new moment that we're living in is giving us a blank space, a blank opportunity to create something from scratch. Because we need to get rid of all the things that are wrong with our system, with our political, economic, social system, and we need to get only the parts that we believe that are going to help us grow, not only for the new generations, but for all of us. We have a new beginning in front of us and we have to make it right. We need to be the leaders of the future and we need to be them in a way that is moral, not only that helps some people, but in a way that leaves no one behind. In this new future, we have to really understand what our society, our culture, our communities need. We need to set our priorities and reevaluate the risks, the actions, the moral values that we have, and also rebuild the policies and define our budgets to restart from scratch, to find our truth and to shed light to the road that we're going to walk together. It is precisely in these moments where we need a stronger determination and when we need more than ever our youth. And in Africa, more than anywhere else, considering that Africa has a large percentage of the population being young and that a big part of the youth in the world in 2030 is going to come from Africa, the African youth needs to have the right conditions to create the prosperity that we need for the continent and the prosperity that we need for the whole world. Youth is our only hope. Youth is our only hope because it has grown up with the technology that will allow us to navigate this digital world. Youth is our only hope because older generations are no longer able to deal with the challenges, and they have shown that. We need to be able to adapt to the change that happens every day. We need to be flexible and creative and innovative, and youth is better prepared for that than anyone else. Look, experience is not the only thing that we need, considering that all the past was based on other rules that are now different. So we need to be faster at adapting, and youth has the power and the energy to do that. And we have been through a lot of change during our lives. As a representative of the youth, I can tell you that we are used to having revolutions spread in a matter of days. And all the things that people take for granted, like a job for your whole life, is now something that we believe is something of the past. Now, youth is our only hope because the future generations have grown up with the sense of purpose, the sense of trying to help the others, the willingness to do something that is beyond getting rich, beyond themselves, even trying to fight global challenges like climate change or other problems that affect millions of people. So our new generations are in the best position to actually impact and generate something positive for all of us. Now, it is not the moment for panic or fear or despair. It is not the moment for selfishness or for greed or comfort. It is the time to work harder than ever. It is the time for international cooperation, cultural exchange, for helping one another. Some people talk about deglobalization. We need globalization more than ever. And we need to stop the madness of human confrontation. We have already fought too much. We have already killed too much. And we have already had too much tyranny and moral corruption. So we need to stop that for once and for all. And we need to do it in a way that also brings opportunity for us to grow. We need the skills that are going to allow us to adapt to the new market. The job market is changing very fast, and we need to be able to have the skills that are going to help us with that. So to all the leaders, the political leaders, the business owners, I would like to say that no matter how much money you're investing in youth, no matter how much effort you're putting into creating the right environment for the youth, no matter what you're doing to provide a better education or to train your teachers or to give opportunities for the youth, you need to do more. You need to do not only 10% more, you need to do 10 times more. Because youth accounts for more than 40% of the population, and because youth is the only one that is going to be able to sustain the system. And in this situation that we have so many problems and so many challenges, and this crisis that is affecting billions of people, youth is not the problem. It's actually the main source of inspiration of what we need to do. Because if our youth is able to grow and prosper, if we give them the right tools, if we invest enough in them, then they will be the ones that take us out of this crisis. So please, to all the leaders that have the possibility of actually doing things to improve the situation for youth, do that. And to all the youth that are listening right now, I would like to say that it is the moment to assume responsibility. It is the time to understand that it is your role to make things better. It is not the problem of someone else. It is not a problem of the governments. It is not the problem of the economy. Now it is your turn to assume responsibility for yourself, for your families, for your loved ones, but also for the prosperity of all of us. We need you to take responsibility, to be stronger than ever, to be the best you can be, to be a good human being, a good son or daughter, a good father or a good mother. We need you to be a good citizen and a good leader. But we really need you to be strong. So work on your mindset, because this crisis is going to be a very tough one. But you have all it takes. You have everything that you need. You don't need to wait for anything else. You just have to assume responsibility. You are going to have to work a lot. But through your work, you're going to make things better. And you know that before you die, because unfortunately we will all pass away someday, you will feel incredibly proud of the things you have done for all of us. So please find yourself, love yourself, be your biggest supporter and your biggest friend, because you're going to need a lot of support from your own part. And please do not experience things that are going to affect you. And the most important thing that we all want is that, please, if you are not expecting anything from the others, if you are always focusing on what you can achieve for the others, then things are going to be great. You are our future, you are our present, and you are our only hope.
Thank you so much, Mr. Carlos. What an awesome speech. Before I comment, I would like to ask the respect of the counselor. Please, you have something to say, Mr. Muhammad, on Mr. Carlos' speech.
Hello, are you with me?
Yeah.
Hello, yeah, I can.
Okay. And, I'd like to thank Mr. Carlos. That was a wonderful, inspirational speech that he gave to our young people. Very knowledgeable person. And we would like these kind of people always, Mr. Organizer, when you're having this kind of program, invite these kind of people to come and give our young people advices. Thank you, Mr. Carlos. It was very wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Carlos, I would like to ask you something before you go. Before you enter, we just have a discussion with Mrs. Ambassador of the Legal Council of African Union, and she's talking about the experience, always discussing about the importance of the experience. But in your speech, I realized that you said that the experience that matters as far as the youth can strive. So what do you think how do you think that is possible? How do you think we can strive, can start without the experience?
Sorry, I didn't hear very well. So how do I think what?
Do you think without the experience the youth can stand on their own? I mean,
yeah, experience is very important. The problem is that normally we overestimate the power of experience because the world has changed so much and it's still changing very much. Now, when you are young and inexperienced, you of course need to keep learning, and you need to have the advice from people that have more experience and have seen more. But we need a lot of drive right now, and we need a lot of creativity because we have to adapt to something that is new for all of us. And sometimes when you have 40 years experience in one field, you try to do things the way it has always been. You try to preserve the space that you have been comfortable in. But the problem is that there are entire industries that are collapsing. For example, with fintech, banks are going to be different, for sure. So if we can put technology and banking and financial services together, then we may find opportunities for managing our political systems and also for our economic development. Now, it is a combination. It is not or the youth or the older generations. But as you probably know, in most governments, the role of youth is very limited because we think that kids know nothing and young people are inexperienced. One thing that I believe is really important is what the government of Egypt is doing, which is they listen to youth so much that in every city hall, they have one vice mayor that is representative of the youth. So that person at least can tell the leader that normally lives a little bit outside of the normal, it's a different world, that young person can tell what the environment is like, what's happening in the country, and they can better adapt to the trends that are coming. It is the combination, it's not one or the other.
Okay, I would like to give a chance to everyone who would like to ask Mr. Carlos something. If you have something to ask, please just go forward. Anyone has something to ask?
Yes, are you there with me?
Yeah, you choose sir.
Yes, not a question to Mr. Carlos, but just as you said, to add something to what he was saying, the most important of that aspect of experience. The word experience have been used so much to the extent and the phenomenon that young people, when we get up, graduating from college or universities, when you apply for a job, and they want 10-year experience, they want 15-year experience, and this kind of experience seeking have been always some of the factors that are still leaving the young people behind. Because until you get 10-year experience, you will not get your first job. So what I would like to add here is that while we are still young, we go to school, volunteerism, as we were talking about it, and one of the previous speakers was saying, I think that was the first speaker, the ambassadors, volunteerism is very important. I have such a situation when a long time ago when I applied for the job and they were looking for experience. And what I did, all of my previous volunteer experience, student union, student organization, and all of these things, community, I excluded them from my CV. And then when I applied, and they were saying that, but you don't have any experience. But have you been volunteering? I said, oh yes. But why did you put it in your CV? I said, okay, I will bring the CV back. And I want to put this and I look at it. And it was something that they have to take me, to try me and to realize that at least there was something that I can offer. So volunteerism is very important. It can add to our work.
Absolutely. No, that is absolutely fundamental. I mean, the youth has to work from as young as possible. I started working at 18 years old. I'm now 31. I have like 12 or 13 years of work experience. And I have done so many things for free, and I still do them. I have a profitable business and we are going well, and still I do a lot of things for free. So volunteerism really gives you not only the experience, but also the connections and the positioning and the branding that is definitely going to help you. So I'm not saying that you, without any experience or knowledge, have to rule the country. What I'm saying is that we all need to improve. We all need to be the best we can be. We need to learn information. We need to have skills that are going to be important in the future. We need to be useful for the market. So if you can code, is better than if you cannot. If you're able to speak languages, if you're able to speak in public, if you're able to do selling or social relationships, or if you're able to do promotion on social networks, it is all absolutely important. And if you have experience in volunteer activities, that adds to your resume, adds to your personal positioning, and that allows you to better further your ideas. So I 100% agree with your idea. And I think that it is, again, a matter of all of us trying to help each other and trying to see what can all of us provide to the table, not I preserve my own power and we just consider the rest to be a problem of their, they have to resolve. It is all of us together where we can actually find the solutions, and we all need to learn. No matter how old you are, how much experience you have, you still need to learn, and you still need to update your skills for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, both Mr. Muhammad and Mr. Carlos. It's very honor, and we've heard a lot. And I hope this encouragement that you give us as youth, and Mr. Carlos, I think you're still a youth, right? So it's a great encouragement as well when we heard from youth to youth at the same. So thank you so much for being here. And as Mr. Muhammad Ali said, we would like to give you updates on our upcoming events so that we can encourage my youth, give them more power, then together we can strive for the better future. For now,
thank you so much, and thank you again for this wonderful event. I will always be willing to support and help as much as possible, and I really thank you for the opportunity. God bless you all.
Thank you so much. Right now we have...
By the way, Mr. Organizer, I would like to get in touch with Mr. Carlos. If you can find any opportunity, I want to know more about your World Global Alliance.
Sure, Mr. Council, okay. I will connect to each other, don't worry.
Yeah, so the WIA website is wia.world, and you have all the information there. And of course, also I have my personal brand, so it's carlosentis.com. In that website, you have a lot of information. Anything that I can do to help, please just let me know.
Thank you, Mr. Carlos.